Hello, everyone. Welcome to YakShaver Sprint Review 71. We had a fantastic sprint. We got lots of dons, and more surprisingly, we do have some usage from our clients. So we'll go into details later. So let's dive into it. First, our goal from last week was to complete the watermark. We've got that done, and Stephen will give some high-level updates on that later. We also aiming to finish our upgrade our Chrome extension experience. Baba will give updates on that one later. All right, and timesheet. Everyone's full time. Lewis and Tom had to spend a day or two on client work or the chewing the fat. So let's walk through the PBIs. Baba. So you've done this Chrome extension improving the UI. Can you give us some
Yes.
updates?
Yes, if you could you please open the PPI? And so basically I implemented feedback from the team and also from Adam you as well to changing the colors of links and buttons, and also I changed the icons, also left aligned the list on the main page. Yes, and also change this from blue to red. And yeah, and after email sent, it's showing now the subject of email and the CC people.
Yep. Nice.
And also now we are showing also the status box where we can see connected projects and video host platform. If one of the conditions is not met, then start recording button will be disabled. And there's a link to portal where user can go to the portal and manage the projects and video host. And they don't need to log in twice. If they logged in to Chrome extension, they just go to that page in the portal. Is there any questions? But currently Chrome extension is still in staging, and we are doing testing. And yeah, after all the features for free YakShaver Epic is done, we are planning to publish extension to production.
Nice.
Okay, the UI looks nice. Who did you get to check this UI when you did it?
From Ken.
Ken, okay. I would have done that with anybody that cares about it. So I would have put it in chat with Ken and Callum and myself and said, that's done, any feedback. Also, I would consider when it's everybody's happy with the UI, I would consider recording a done video so we can put it on the channel. A little bit like Matt Wix's one for Tina, where he says, been a bit of UI polish around this, and this. If you saw it on the Tina channel, it was nice and sharp and short. And those green ticks that are on that UI that I'm seeing, are they the same ones that I see when I'm inside Microsoft Teams and I type help? Or are they different ones?
I think that's the different ones.
Yes, I think they are too. So you can check that later, but they should be consistent. All right, no worries.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. And that's all. Let's move on to the next big one, which is the watermark. Stephen has been working on this big feature for a long time now, and now it's complete. Stephen, are you able to give us high-level updates of this watermark feature?
Yeah, sure. If you don't mind, can you click open the PBI?
Sure.
So there's a architecture diagram. So yeah, on the left-hand side was the old architecture that is being in a pipeline, and in the right-hand side is the new architecture. So the main change is we offload the watermark process into a remote service via service bus and container app. So it allows parallel processing the videos. And in the end of the main pipeline, we have a logic to wait for the video to come over. And there is a timeout set to be 2 minutes. So if there's there's the watermark process finished within 2 minutes, it will use that watermark video to create PBI and or send out the email. If it's more than 2 minutes, it will use the original video to create a PBI and send off the email. And the result is with the new architecture, it reduced the process time by more than half. And also, the most importantly, this architecture allows parallel processing. So if there's multiple users using YakShaver, the watermark process won't block other users. So different users waiting for their own time. For the old architecture, if there are more than one user processing YakShaver, the first person, for example, is waiting for 2 minutes, and the second people will be waiting for 4 minutes to get the same results. But in the new architecture, they only need to wait for 1 minute.
Right. Nice. Any questions, Adam?
When was this architecture diagram done?
It was done last week.
Okay, all right. Cool. And who checked it?
I have shown this to Luis and Rick.
And did they reply test passed, or they just looked at it?
In the down video, they reply test pass.
Right, but I'm talking about the architecture diagram.
Yep. So Adam, this architecture diagram is not the official architecture diagram we have. So this is what Stephen has drawn separately, but I think we do need a proper PBI that updates our official architecture diagram.
Okay, I assumed that this was put into the documentation, so if anybody worked on it, they'd want to know how it works.
Yes.
So
so we need that. We need to. I agree. We need to polish this architecture diagram.
Well, if
this diagram,
I would definitely get that done. If this is going to be shown in the video, you'd want to get it checked first. There's no point putting this in the video, which can't be changed later.
Probably don't want blue, for example.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, you also want to put a red cross on the first yellow box, the 40 seconds, and a green tick on the 54 seconds, which I guess the focus is. That's 40 seconds and that's 54, so it's slower, but it's non-blocking. I think that's the guts of it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Sure. Stephen, can you take a note of that? You need to improve.
Yeah.
Sorry, I misread it. It said I misread it. I saw 40 seconds on one and 54 on the other, but now I'm just reading the whole sentence. You're actually saying it's 2 minutes on the left-hand one. So yeah, just the wording of that is like if you're going to put 40 seconds, you need to put the same thing.
Okay.
All right, so put in the documentation, please, and get it checked. By showing it to them is not the same as Lewis saying test passed. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. If somebody says check this out, I go okay, cool, looks nice. If they say test passed, I will give them more feedback. Or test please, sorry. If they say test please, I'll reply test passed or test failed. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
All right, let's keep going. Next one is we have made an improvement on the waitlist form. So this is done by Lewis. All right, Lewis.
Yeah, so I know this has been a pain point for a while, but on the YakShaver site, when you click on the when you want to join the waitlist, there's now a multi-selection box that you can select your backlog systems for the most common ones, and then if there's any other ones that I might have missed, and that gets populated in our CRM leads with the provided information. So this is an example. It listed all those. So hopefully that'll make it a bit easier for us to find people who are using certain backlogs, so we can have a chat with them first.
Any
That is
questions, Adam?
fantastic.
Mhm.
And what does the data tell us, Lewis? How many people are on Azure DevOps? How many is on GitHub? How many is on Jira?
I don't have all the information right now. I can get it for you, for sure.
Okay. Is it easy for, say, Yuli or one of the sales guys to find all the ones that have GitHub in them?
It shouldn't be too hard. There should be filters in there, but I can definitely check and make sure that Yuli and other accounting managers know where to find them.
Right. And I see it's in SSW CRM, and Tina is using HubSpot. Are we making a call to be using Dynamics for this instead of like, did you guys consider that at all?
We haven't made an official call, but I mean, it was already in Dynamics.
Are you leaning towards Dynamics?
Well, I am, because I know Dynamics.
All right,
I
of
don't know if
course.
that's the best decision.
Okay, all right. Maybe we intentionally use two different systems and compare.
Maybe.
Okay, but that'd need you and Wixie and I don't know, Gert and Levi talking.
Okay. Then let's move on. So next big feature is done by myself. So we have a updated wizard for the GitHub user. So I'll be showing some screenshots here. So first, the login screen now we support the GitHub login. So user can connect their GitHub account. And then once they log in using GitHub for the first time, there will be prompt using to go through the wizard. So this wizard is tailored just for GitHub user. So they will need to connect their GitHub repository. Next step, they will need to install Chrome extension. Please note that this is coming soon because our Chrome extension is not up for production yet. Once we are confident everything's working and Chrome extension is published, I will update this link. And then
I
the
would
last
prefer
step is
that
complete.
you just have the button disabled rather than this coming soon stuff, because it means any videos or anything, it would have to be redone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it dates things. I would hide it.
Okay.
I also,
Sure.
on the congratulations, I wouldn't have the word you on the same line. I just have congratulations, and that's
Okay.
like, I don't even think you need any more words after congratulations.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I can update that. And there's one remaining task, which is adding to configure a YouTube channel. So there needs to be one extra step to configure the YouTube channel for the public version of the YakShaver. So that will be done in the next sprint.
So there'll be another tab there for the YouTube channel. Is that right?
Correct. One extra step.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Yep. Cool. So that we are not closer to release a public version of YakShaver. Next, let's move on to next one, Zeno. So Zeno has done a YakShaver media page. So that's
Yes.
about all our logo guidelines.
Can you open
So-
the link?
Sure.
So
Zeno?
so in this page, I have over all the media resource the other UI designer may want to use in for YakShaver. So when you hover on the images, you can see there's two buttons to allow you to download the SVG form and also the PNG form for the files. And also it includes the background for YakShaver. So I have added 3 new components for these pages. So if Ken wants to like update the media resource later, he can easily edit it using the Tina. Yeah. That's all.
Nice. Very nice looking page. Cool. Then let's move on. I think that's all the important PBIs that we've done this week. Any questions, Adam?
All right, it's all okay.
Okay, then let's move on. Our coverage was at 27%, a little bit down from last week. We did one production release, and the application health was 100% uptime. We do have a little some errors, but those are most of them are 400s, so nothing to worry about. And monthly usage, we Tiago is on top, followed by Jules and Jeffrey. Roadmaps. So our epics. So we are focusing on a free YakShaver and also Chinafy. So we have 24% in increase in free YakShaver epic. Next, our backlog stats. We have in the past 30 days, we have net change of 36 PBIs.
And the current status is 64% are YakShaver.
Yes, 64% of them are created by YakShaver.
And can we get that number higher? Is there people not using YakShaver that should be, or any ones that are coming in probably want to check with, I think there's a docs article that says when you shouldn't use YakShaver, but there's not many cases.
Mm-hmm. Right.
64% for your information is lower than some of the other teams.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so you're not the leading user of your own product.
Sure. Yeah, we can improve that in the next sprint. All right. R&D, some of R&Ds and waitlist number. We have +6 here. However, Lewis was testing the waitlist form, so he did 4 tests. So we actually have 2 signups, actual clients sign up this week. AI tools, nothing changed. And the tenant stats. So this is where we get excited. We have 12 shaves when one of the customer. All right, so that's all the reviews. Adam, any questions?
No questions.
No? Then let's jump into the retro. So what went well? Zeno said we completed many PBIs this week, and Chinafy is nearly almost there completed. Baba also did a Chrome extension improvement, and that's good. Steven said the watermark feature is done. And Lewis, we got feedback from actual customer to improve YakShaver UX. So that's all the retros. So Adam, just for your information, we do get real feedback from one of the customer. They want us to improve some of our UX so that it's not confusing for them to use YakShaver.
Okay.
Okay.
What
Cool.
Was it substantial feedback?
I think they are quite easy. So there are minor changes. Lewis, do you remember what are the actual feedback we got from them?
Yeah. So one of them was being able to turn YakShaver off. So off, ask, and on.
Yeah, I thought that's
that
great.
one.
I saw that. That was great.
And the other one was in our portal, just being able to, our form pops out as a modal, but they were a bit annoyed that when they click off it, it would just close the modal. So they wanted like a confirmation box.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Then let's jump into the planning. So next week, our main focus was to, well, let's step back. So while we're rolling out to our waitlist customers, the major feedback we have is they don't like the OneDrive access to give in access to YakShaver. So we're gonna look into an alternate solution, how to work around OneDrive folder. So this will be a spike, and hopefully we can come up with a good solution to that. So there are some minor ones. We will continue Chinafy, and we will continue free YakShaver, make it better. So that's the main goal for next week. Adam, are you happy with our goal?
Yeah, looks good to me.
All right.
Now, just be aware that we have the Copenhagen NDC conference coming up.
Mhm.
What is a main thing that you want done before then?
When is it? What time frame are we looking at?
It's in a few weeks. And we have the SSW brainstorming in Melbourne, which hopefully will be investigating more MCP stuff.
Yeah, by the way, Rick, we didn't mention that. I thought we had it in there somewhere.
Oh, right.
I was waiting for you to ask me about it. Where did that go? Wasn't it in the email? At the R&D section?
Oh, R&D. Oh, yes. R&D.
Oh, we skipped over it, right. Yeah, so I was playing
Should have
around
made it
with
bold.
yeah, we should have bolded it, true.
Yeah.
I was playing around with YakShaver MCP extensions on the weekend in preparation for brainstorming. So I came up with some examples of using it for if you've got a simple request, directly creating a pull request. If you've got a request that already exists in the backlog, just adding a comment instead of creating a new issue. And what was this one? Oh, that was, yeah, creating a pull request based on a request. So I figured if you ask for something simple, rather than creating an issue and then waiting for it to get, you know, prioritized by the product owner and done and all that sort of thing, it'd be cool if YakShaver could just directly create the pull request. You know, if you found a typo on a web page, just shave it, and then it directly creates a pull request. Someone can just approve it, then it's live. That'd be much cooler.
Is there something they should say in their prompt that I don't want this done that way?
They could.
Yeah, for some reason.
Have to. And we would either need to prompt it or they would need to mention it in their video. But that's going to be one of the things we need to think about.
Right, because I think by default, we want the YakShaver to try to do these things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the worst that can happen is it creates a pull request and it gets rejected, right? I mean, it's not automatically approving it and deploying it.
Yeah, that's right. Other than just processing time and
yeah, that like you said.
distract. You don't want somebody to potentially accidentally just run through and accept that pull request.
True.
Yeah.
Yep. And this one here, this was an example of if an issue already exists, instead of creating a duplicate issue, just add a comment. So we can still add a comment that has a link to the YouTube video and obviously some other details. So that seems like a good idea. Next example was, this was a more experimental one. This is something that Seth was asking for previously, which was we want a way that you can YakShaver a flight request. So, you know, I'm going to the Brisbane or Melbourne brainstorming next week on the Wednesday, coming back on Sunday, help me find some flights. And then I found a Google flight search MCP server. So I just plugged that in with a bit of config, and then it was able to search the flights. It tells the time and the cost. I guess ideally we'd have a link, but you know, obviously we can maybe find better MCP servers. But that's just an example of how you can do basically whatever. You can find an MCP server that does it. You can plug it straight in, and it's pretty easy to use. It also didn't find any Qantas flights, but anyway. And this is the big one, which obviously everyone is talking about, which is the Jira integration. So all this stuff, adding new functionality becomes less of writing any code and more of just saying in the prompt, you know, send this one to Jira, send that one to GitHub. If you've got a duplicate, create a comment instead of an issue. Like basically all this stuff, instead of writing code, we just make sure it's in the project prompt. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right. Okay. Rick, can you paste those 3 images into the sprint review, and I will ask Callum a question in the meantime.
Yes.
Mhm.
So if you use this MCP server,
Yes.
so you take all the processing power from the server and what we're paying for with Azure onto their own machine, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the we briefly touched on this during the sprint review meeting as well. Is I feel like if we're going down this route of customized MCP integrations, we can probably also push YakShaver onto a desktop app rather than a cloud app, and that desktop app could be sort of the same functionality as Snagit. You record your screen, you talk to it, you point out stuff. But then after the video is recorded, we then have the functionality of YakShaver running on your machine. So that way you're responsible for adding your own MCP servers. You're responsible for managing your own credentials with those MCP servers. And YakShaver just talks to whatever you give it access to. We would still have the YakShaver portal. You would still configure your company's projects and people, probably. And you could still have project-based system prompts and stuff like that.
Right.
YakShaver, but all the main grunt work would be happening on your own machine.
Right. Okay. Rick, are you putting them in the sprint review or the sprint planning?
Review.
Yeah.
Did
Okay.
you want
I'm not
planning?
I think that there's a
Well,
lot.
it's something that was done this sprint, I guess.
Yeah, possibly. You also need to put in the Copilot ones that I've given you. There's 3 Copilot ones.
Okay.
Okay. Now, for the retreat, for the brainstorming on Friday in Melbourne, what would you love teams to be doing?
Well, I think, firstly, I would like to see if we can come up with some more cool examples of different things you could do with this new functionality. I just showed a few ideas that I had, GitHub, connect to flights, whatever, but there's probably other stuff.
But you've actually shown it's already working.
Yeah.
So doesn't that potentially mean like a whole rejigging of?
Yeah, obviously the hard part is I've sort of vibe coded or whatever, sort of like so we know a solution, and we need to actually turn it into a real product, which is going to be the hard part. Sort of figuring out what's involved in turning this into a real app that we distribute, all that sort of stuff, I guess, needs to be mapped out. Yeah.
So this would this affect the extension, or the extension would stay?
Good question. That's something else we need to think about.
But I wouldn't need to worry about setting up these tools like
you don't need
snipping tools.
You don't need teams, you don't need snipping tools, and you don't need to give permission for YakShaver to read all files in your SharePoint and OneDrive, which we currently do.
Right.
So I think we are killing a few birds with one stone here, and also obviously adding a bunch of extra functionality.
Yeah. Does anyone have any comments on this stuff? Wixie, is this blowing your head off?
No, I mean, if you want to move the MCPs from remote to local, you can. I think that it makes the onboarding process harder. And there's no, you can run the MCPs as over HTTP anyway. So I'd be looking at doing that because there's less effort involved, and you get access to it faster.
And what would you be doing in Melbourne for brainstorming? Anything different than what Callum just said?
I haven't thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No worries. All right, Rick, just take us through the extra bit you added into the email so we can see it.
So I put them under the R&D because that's what Callum has done.
Yep.
So I've pasted every screenshot and added a few figures. What are those for? So flights.
Right.
This is Jira integration.
Yep.
Cool.
And the Copilot stuff?
Oh, Copilot stuff. Sorry. I was listening to your conversation. All right.
Okay. Did you hear me ask for it twice?
I only heard it once.
Okay.
Yep, I'll
Alright.
put in the Copilot stats.
At least show us who was doing most of the talking in the sprint review.
Okay, 1 second. All right. Drum roll.
All right.
This is the huge. I'm gonna make that
So Rick,
smaller.
Callum, Tom, and Stephen. Right, cool.
Yep.
And while you're pasting the other two in, I'll just read the what Copilot said was the action point agreed for the next sprint. The team agreed to pull in the follow-up PBIs from completed spikes into the next sprint, including tasks related to workflow refactoring, the Chrome extension Chinese language support, and fixing the leaderboard on the portal. Lewis was asked to pull in the relevant PBIs, and Rick will review and update the planning accordingly. Is that close?
Yeah, I would say that's close.
Okay.
Planning
All right.
accordingly.
All right.
Yep.
No worries. All cool.
Cool. So that's all for this sprint. All right. So this video will get uploaded to our YakShaver YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks,
See ya.
Rick.